Yeah. We put in work and here's the proof. What you want?
I'm making moves, punching in.
I'm on it too.
I'm in the gym.
I'm in the stew.
It's hunting season.
Where's the food?
We push each other daily, level up.
Cause that's what brothers do.
Clock in.
I believe I'm gonna die doing what I'm born for. I believe I'm gonna die half the people. I'm gonna die for the people cause I live for the people. I live for the people cause I love the people.
Hey Guru, turn me up.
We on our Russell riding in our muscle.
Clock in. Clock in.
34. Clock in the podcast, man. We back. What's up, Meek? Let it ride, man. It's a little gloomy out. But we gonna set the vibe right. Russell Beats. Mr. Foley. Rico, man. What's up?
We here, man. We here. Austin Hamilton, co-host.
Austin Hamilton, co-host. Episode 34, Clock in the podcast. Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. YouTube, DSPs, in the shower, on the way to work, while you're in the gym. It's all up.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Like you said, episode 34, man. Shout out to Shaq Diesel, most dominant big man, Paul Pierce, the truth. We're gonna bring some truth today. And last but not least, no other than Brandon Hamilton.
Yes, sir, B.
Mr. Trey for himself. Yeah. That'd be crazy.
You already know what time it is.
Clock in.
You already know what time it is.
Clock in.
Yeah. We here, man. Hey, look, that's a perfect drop, man. Perfect drop to lead us into this first topic.
At the end, it sounded like we supposed to be in Bloodsport.
Nah, facts. Bloodsport, Rocky, the outro of Rocky.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look, man, our
Frank
intro game is
Dukes,
top,
my man.
top 3, man. Y'all don't know nothing about Bloodsport either. Y'all know nothing about Bloodsport.
You seen Bloodsport?
Yeah, y'all gotta watch Bloodsport.
There's probably some drops from Bloodsport.
Definitely, no doubt.
Duke's my man.
No doubt. I don't know about y'all, man. This week flew by. This week flew by. This month flew by. We got one. No, today's the last day of Black History Month, man.
That's crazy.
It's wild, man. But look, it's a blessing to be here.
Yeah.
That's what March is.
Yeah. Shout out
to the ladies, man. Shout out to the ladies.
Yeah, that's gonna be nice.
So I mentioned that the drop of my dad saying clock in was a perfect segue. Wanted to just update y'all on some stuff going on with the Hamilton family. So our church has been around since 86, I believe.
Yeah, sounds about right.
86, 85. I think it's 85, actually. No, it was 86. Anyways, been around for a while. Never had...
Christ Fellowship Church.
Yeah, Christ Fellowship Church. Yep. Thanks for plugging that, because I forgot to mention Christ Fellowship Church. We never had our own building, right? That's been one of our kind of Achilles heels. Well, we just got word that everything is squared away paperwork-wise, and this week we're able to finalize securing our own space for worship and for other things that the church will do. And it's really just more of an opportunity for us to have ownership of how we can be an extension of God's word and be an example and use that building for his glory at the end of the day. So shout out to my dad, man, for helping quarterback that. Shout out to Nick Bibberai.
Yep.
Nick Bibberai, he played against Austin in high school, middle school. He played against me in college. He's a real estate agent. I think he has his own real estate company with his aunt, the Bribri Group, I believe. But real good dude. He's the one who kind of helped facilitate everything. So shout out to Nick, man. And again, big shout out to my dad and Christ Fellowship Church. Another big shout out, man. This one's huge.
Huge.
So for those of you who haven't listened to episode 10, The Goods, y'all need to go back. Even if you just listen to my oldest brother, Walter Hamilton IV's story. His was the first, because I think we went in chronological order. He has a very struggle, fight, victory type basketball story. And yesterday was an example of that. But yeah, I'm not going to get into his whole story, but he shouldn't be where he's at based on his basketball resume. I'll just say that. He should be where he's at, but based on opportunities that he should have had that he didn't get, he shouldn't be there. Well, he became head coach of Virginia Academy girls varsity officially in May of last year. And I don't remember what their record was, but it wasn't as good as it was this year. Yesterday, they were crowned Visa state champions.
Yes, sir, man.
First year, state champs.
That's huge.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
First year as a head coach. First year as a head coach in general.
Like, I don't people understand how hard that is. To come into a new program, literally starting from scratch.
And they don't have a gym either. So
and win a state championship. Like, it was hard for me to even win the district, let alone the state championship.
Yeah. Yeah. So what that shows you, and we've talked a lot about this, is you got to prepare for the blessings that God is going to bestow upon you, because he didn't just get ready when he got that job acceptance. He's been ready. You know, he's probably overqualified if we're keeping it real based on his knowledge and what he's done. He's coached in college. You know, he's done a lot with boys and girls on the AAU side. He's trained a ton of college and pro players. So he trained us. So this is just, you know, it's just a testament of what we know he's been capable of, right? And it's just the beginning for him and that program. And proud of you, bro.
You are the good one.
Yeah, I think definitely the good.
That's a no-brainer. You won that this week, man. Much deserved. Again, I know he was full of emotion, man. But when Walt truly loves basketball, and as you mentioned, man, he's been through a lot. He's had a lot of shortcomings and wasn't given the opportunity that he deserved. But he persevered, man. He persevered. He clocked in, man, and it's special to see. And I know most importantly the impact he's making on these kids, on and off the court. So, again, man,
that's what it's about.
Round of applause, Walt.
That's what it's about.
Junior Academy girl.
Make sure we good. Last but not least, our sister Maria, for those who don't know, she got accepted into Duke's Doctor of Physical Therapy program. So she got that notice late last year, I believe. But she sent an official fall semester itinerary in our family group chat. So it's real, man. It's real. And for those who don't know, she's the biggest Duke fan that I've ever met. So I know this is just nostalgia for her.
You talk about speaking things into existence, and the importance of visualizing and speaking that truth, man. Because I know when she was in high school, she wanted to go to Duke undergrad. Obviously, it didn't happen, but she had the opportunity to do so, post grad, and she found that opportunity, man, and seized it. So it's important, man. When you got a dream and a vision, speak that stuff into existence. Yeah. It works. you know, if you ask, you shall receive, man.
Yeah.
And I know she asked God to bless her to go to Duke, so that's huge, man. Congrats.
Yeah.
Congrats, Scoop.
Yes, sir. And she clocked in, man. Like we talked about when she won the MVP. You know, she's the type that, like, if she got a B, she was pretty mad. You know what I mean? And you talked about having a vision, you know, and being passionate about something. She wasn't necessarily passionate about physical therapy her whole life, but she was passionate about Duke. You know, Walt was in his strength zone, like we talked about a few episodes ago. Like basketball, you know, he in order for him to get to where he's gotten to, despite everything he's been through, you have to love the game. You have to feel like that's your calling. And it's that, like, we've known him, you know, his whole, or not his whole life, but, you know, for a while. And it's clear. It's no mystery that that's his calling. Speaking of family, some interesting things happened this week for one of the world's most maybe feared people. El Chapo's wife was arrested at Dallas Airport this week.
Ooh, to be a fly on the wall.
That's crazy.
Yeah. First of all, she would get caught in Herndon, first of all. Yeah. Just look up the demographics.
So
of
what
Herndon.
did you? I haven't read anything on it. Like,
He just got caught trying to smuggle drugs.
you really?
Yeah.
She was supposed to be on like a reality show, and that ain't gonna happen now.
I mean, Dallas is the worst. It's the worst place to try to smuggle
No.
anything.
No.
Yeah, a lot of the world's criminals that are infamous have been caught at Dulles Airport.
Yeah. You don't want to try to get.
Is Dallas one of the biggest airports?
Yeah. International
Right.
airports. Yeah. It's.
Is it the biggest?
Nah.
I would say O'Hare or
Yeah, that's right.
LaGuardia. Those are like the biggest.
I've flown out of
cities.
O'Hare.
Yeah.
Don't ever fly out of O'Hare. Just,
I have. Yeah.
That's in Chicago, right?
Yeah. Don't
Yeah.
Just
LaGuardia isn't great either.
if you got a connecting flight, don't fly into O'Hare. Just go anywhere but O'Hare.
Dallas is wild too. Dallas Fort Worth. That airport is huge.
If you ever have to fly during the winter, don't fly into O'Hare.
Say less. But yeah, they need to get her out of here. They need to get her out of Northern Virginia. I'm not trying to bring that Narcos energy. We already have enough
That
going
shit
on.
was hard though. I can't even fake.
Narcos is tough.
I watched that joint though. I watched a little documentary
Of El Chapo?
of her wife. You said they were shooting a reality show.
She was supposed to come back for a second season or whatever.
This probably part of the show the whole time.
Yeah, nah, for real.
It's on stage.
Yeah.
What?
Nah,
The show's giving her more money than what her man made.
No,
her
No, there's no way.
Nah.
no chance.
El Chapo, he's bagged up. He's bagged
No
up.
chance.
I heard he spent big money on rubber bands, like hundreds of thousands of dollars on rubber bands.
Yeah.
Just to rubber band
His money.
Oh, I
yeah.
bet.
I thought like he had enough money where like he had to hire people to keep rats from eating his money.
Yeah, like that's ridiculous. Like, what kind of problems are those?
Yeah. Like,
Great problems. Yes, me.
This fool is
more money, more problems.
Nah, those are
More money, more problems.
You can't put it in the bank.
Hey,
Yeah, man,
I'll,
you put it in
uh,
the bank. You gotta like fill up your walls.
I'll take
with
those
money.
problems.
You gotta have money in books.
I'll take those problems, champ.
Nah, internet was going crazy because, I mean, his wife is cold. You can't be a drug pen and your wife not be tough. You know what I'm saying?
No,
So-
no. I don't know no ugly drug dealer spouses.
No.
No matter how ugly the dude is. If you, yeah, never mind.
What the hoe say? I ain't never seen an ugly billionaire. I'm
Right,
cute.
right.
Respect.
Facts.
That's
Facts, ho. Hey, before we get into the next, prayers to Tiger, man.
yeah.
Yeah, prayers to Tiger.
Yeah.
Super unfortunate, you know, what happened to him. But I think he had successful surgery. I don't remember exactly what the diagnosis was, but right leg, right?
Tibia and fibula.
Tibia,
It's
yeah.
gone. Like it's
He's
Yeah.
not playing golf anymore.
You
He's
think?
done.
I think he's done.
Man, we'll see. We'll see. I mean,
Alex
came back
Smith
once.
If Alex Smith
Alex Smith came
back
back.
and played football.
Brandon Hamilton came back.
Yeah, be him. Yeah, he tore it. It was the same injury. I think.
Yeah. Did you know that, Nick? Our brother, he broke his leg playing.
I was there that night. I drove him back to his apartment.
Yeah,
Lord forgive me for laughing, but he broke his leg playing kickball.
Oh, that was a
When
different
was
time.
this?
I was
Like
there.
2013.
2013.
I was there for his
I
ankle.
was in 8th, 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, bro.
That was wild. I remember I was like at Elon or something, and I freaking Ray's sick, man. He sent a picture, and Brandon was like on the stretcher. Freaking leg was going this way or something. That crap was nasty,
He
dog.
kicked it or what happened?
I don't remember.
He initially he had some
Shin splints.
shin splints or like something like that. Prior to when he did it, but he took like some time off, so he was good, or at least he thought he was. And he kicked it once and was fine, and then the next time, kicked that joint and then just gave out.
Yeah, it was crazy. Freak accident.
And Brandon has zero pain tolerance. Like
No, yes, it's the opposite.
he
He has
literally,
high pain tolerance.
high pain tolerance.
Yeah.
And he like calls my mom or dad like, hey, I broke my leg, and he's like not grimacing or nothing. Like, can you come help? Brandon's different, man.
Nah, he is different.
Nah, he is.
Nah, he's that kid. He's like a black parent's worst nightmare because when you spank him, it doesn't hurt. He's one of them. You spank him and he's just like.
Yeah, I'll never forget.
I'll never remember him getting beat. You're right.
I know.
Well, he did.
I've seen the
He
one.
did.
The one I vividly remember, and sorry, mom and dad, but what's his dad? Brandon was messing with Marshall in the living room.
He had me in the walls of Jericho. All right. The walls of Jericho.
Yeah.
My back was about this close to breaking.
Right. He probably sized it, but
Felt like that.
but yeah, Marshall, he's calling like, get off me, and y'all know my dad. Y'all have heard my dad on the podcast, seen him on the YouTube, whatever. Like, you never see him upset. He's always calm. But literally, this dude stormed down the stairs, grabbed. I think he had a paint stick.
Yeah.
Because my mom used to, tear us up with a paint stick.
That's, yeah.
Yeah, tell you, that paint stick was mean, dog. I'm having
Black
flashbacks.
people get creative, man.
I've been there.
Yeah.
Did it have paint on it though?
Huh?
Nah, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Definitely wasn't no paint.
Was it wet? Was
Nah,
the
it
stick
wasn't.
wet?
It wasn't.
Ooh.
But my dad storms down, grabs the paint stick, freaking, the paint stick breaks, and Brandon just like looks back
Starts laughing.
and was just chuckling. I was like, oh yeah, this got different.
And Dad was like,
This got different.
Dad said after that he was like, I never spanked him.
Yeah,
again. I knew those days were over.
How old was he? Was he in high school?
He was probably like 13, 14 maybe.
And Brandon not a small dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's always been,
Tough
has some
skin.
meat to him. But yeah, I'll never forget. I don't even know how we got on this topic. First of all,
I don't know how we get on a lot of topics on this podcast.
Is our next top five things your folks used to whip you with?
oh my gosh, I know we got.
Yeah, we in 2021 we might.
we couldn't. That wouldn't fly.
kids.
Get it
I don't know
off.
about that switch though. The switch off the tree.
I've heard switches, Hot Wheels track.
Nah, your mom, and this is the last thing out. Your mom, freaking softball player. She would throw the shoes.
The shoes was the
Oh
evolved.
my
They used to be
God.
spoon,
I've seen her
bro.
hit you.
Plastic
I've
spoon,
seen her
wooden
hit you.
spoon.
I've seen her hit you with a
boomerang.
shoe
She boomerang that joint.
around a corner. She freaking do a curve. I've never seen someone throw a curve.
My mother
Curveball
threw it,
with the shoe.
She did. She threw it through the doorway and it curved around the door.
And
And
it
it hit me in the foot.
Yep.
I was like, "How'd you do that?"
Yeah,
She used to be a softball player.
yeah, it's different, man. Different. Last but not least, before we get into like some real topics, R.I.P. to Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head, man.
What?
Apparently, they got to be gender neutral, so you can't call them Mr. or Mrs. Potato Head.
So it's no more interchangeable
That's
parts.
What is going on, man? Like, seriously, what's going on?
So it's just a potato.
just Potato Head,
Just potato head.
and then whoever I guess is calling it can decide.
So what do you get to put like bacon and cheese on it now? Like what?
I don't know, man.
Sour cream?
They
Oh,
still make.
I was watching.
Potato Head?
We were watching Toy Story. Literally watched like all three yesterday. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm losing hope. I'm losing hope for the world. It's a toy.
It's a potato.
It's a potato.
It's a potato.
It's a plastic potato.
It's a potato with arms, man.
Like,
So it's offensive to say Mr. or Mrs. Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean,
How do you gain that steam to get that done?
Who called that meeting?
Yeah, who
well,
started the coalition?
that's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah.
That
Like who called the meeting? Like, yo, we gotta meet.
some people in like
Too
San
much.
Francisco. That's all I'll say. Probably some people in San Francisco.
I mean, like, we don't have stimulus checks. But we
Flint
passed the
don't have
bill to
clean
get
water. Like,
Yeah.
Flint, Michigan still don't have clean
Yeah,
water.
we're putting our energy towards.
the wrong things.
Yeah.
Just imagine. I'm just saying. Just imagine like you're called into that meeting at work.
Yeah, that team's meeting.
But you know,
I would have. My camera would have been off, dog.
and it's disrespectful
My
to
camera
me
would've been
because like a lot of people see these things as civil rights, like this whole like bucket, this whole.
Miss Potato had black too.
He was black. He was probably like Italian or something. He act like he was.
Nah, he's definitely Steve
At
Harvey.
least,
Yo.
at least in Toy Story.
He was black.
Yeah. Nah, he was one of us.
He was black.
Yeah, he's one of us.
R.I.P.
Yeah, it's like,
R.I.P. man.
it's Black History Month,
R.I.P. Miss Potato.
and this is what's getting done.
He was potato color.
This is what's getting done, man. It's wild, man. But yeah, that's civil rights, though. Yeah, we're all in the same fight together. Anyways, I wanted to start with this because it was an interesting experience that I had this week. So, like 3 or 4 weeks ago, you spoke for the Elon marketing class. Was it marketing?
Or sport event management.
Sport event management.
Some like forum or something.
So, a high school friend of ours, Claudia Gomez, she works at basically a high school boys rehab facility. Kids who have usually been charged with something or got kicked out of school, and they're trying to get them back on their feet. So she saw our clip of the Be the Change snippet of like episode probably like 29 or 28 or something like that. And she reached out to us and said, hey, I really like this message. You know, what we're trying to do at this facility that I work at is bring in guest speakers to just talk to the boys, you know, tell their story and figure out how, you know, they can just have hope to get on the right path. So she reached out to both of us, and we both said yes. And this was back in like December or something like that when she originally reached out. So I ended up actually doing a Zoom, basically like guest speaker seminar with her, like the 3 boys that she wanted me to talk to. And a couple things I wanted to bring up. Like we've said a lot on this podcast, like you doing something and tapping into something that you can bring value to people with and that is a part of your purpose, it's way bigger than you, right? Like if we don't have this podcast, or if we don't even choose that clip or talk about that topic, she probably doesn't reach out to us, right? And then we miss an opportunity to bless somebody. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, man, like you low key might have saved somebody's life. Seriously.
I mean,
And when people ask, like, you know, or when they see y'all, they're gonna stop. Nah, we're not, man, because we know like this is really changing people, and we may not know it directly, but we know. We know.
anytime I speak, whether it's on a podcast, to any like public speaking setting, if I can impact one person, then my job is done, right?
That's it.
So the like title that I came up with, or the theme was struggle, fight, victory. You know, and she wanted me to talk through some personal experiences. Again, if you listen to episode 10, The Goods, I dive deep into my basketball story. That's the thing that I always can pull from. So, you know, kind of talk through that story and throughout that gave them different ways that my story or parts of my story could relate to them. You know, I talked about how in the struggle, you know, I lacked confidence. You know, it was affecting every area of my life. I was pretty much depressed during that time. But I had some people in my corner, and all it takes is one person to believe in you.
That's it.
That's all it takes, one person. And at the time, it was my brother Brandon. Not that you didn't, but you're my little brother, so it's just kind of like whatever.
Right.
Brandon had been there, done that. And then I talked about the fight. So it's like once you have someone who believes in you, now you have to fight. Now you have to fight to go after what you want. And I told him, I'm like, look, I'm not going to sit here and say I can relate to y'all, right? I probably can't. Like, your background's a lot different than mine. But what I do know is if you have a goal or a why, you're more likely to fight to get out of your circumstance. Mm-hmm. Then the victory, I kind of talked about how, ended up persevering and it helped me, in college and all these other things. But what I told them and what I asked them, I said, look, you have to identify, like, what is going to be something that is bigger than me that can make you change your habits and your decisions. And I asked them, there's 3 kids, what are their goals, right? And one kid from PG County, he was like, well, I used to hoop. Mm. I used to hoop and, got to JV, and that's when I got kicked out. Like, I love to hoop. I want to be able to be, be able to
How old are these kids?
They're all like 16, 17, maybe 18. And he was like, my goal is to basically do what you did. Mm-hmm. And I gave him some ideas. I'm like, look, man, like he got his GED. I said, you're in PG. There's a ton of JUCOs in Maryland. You got to get connected to the right people. You got to work. You got to clock in. That's literally what I told him. And you got to say no to stuff because it doesn't matter how good you are. Like, if you can't get the off the court stuff right, then this is going to matter. Nope. There's a kid who, what's funny, he's big into videography, filming, and he wants to get into the military. And I said, well, look, man, like, you got to find time to, like, devote to that, to your craft, with the film stuff, with preparing for the military, like, mentally.
I was gonna say, yeah, should got the info, man. You can learn from Meek.
Well, we couldn't give them too much info because they're considered at risk. Yeah. Like, I couldn't even tell them my last name. Yeah. It was kind of like scared straight, beyond scared straight type stuff. I mean, these kids didn't look like they were that bad, but I couldn't tell them you know what I'm saying. So, but I would have loved to though. And I immediately thought, well, Nico could take him under his wing potentially. And then there was another kid. He was funny. I was like, what are you interested in, man? He was like, man, I just like watching wrestling. He was like, I'm not a big athlete. And I'm like, man, it's not about being an athlete. That's just my story. And I was like, would you want to be a wrestler? And he was like, man, it's probably too hard to get to that level. He's one of them kids you could tell, like, we're just kind of going through the motions. Yeah. And I was like, look, man, are you on social media? He was like, yeah. I was like, there's all these, like, sports highlight pages. Why not make an Instagram page, clipping current, past, and past, present, future wrestling clips. Yeah. Make, like, a little Bleacher Report for wrestling, or YouTube. There's a guy on YouTube who literally got hundreds of thousands of subscribers because he says, look at Curry, man. He watches Steph Curry highlights, and I think he may even be disabled, like physically disabled, but he just watches Curry highlights and then just comments on them. It's like, you can do that for wrestling.
Man,
there's just so many ways, man. Bro, there's so many ways.
In this day and age, there's, like you said, there's so many avenues to tap into something that, you love. Like, in wrestling, there's plenty of jobs that he could get into if he wanted to be around wrestling. Yeah. A lot of people that, I work in sports. Obviously, I played a different sport, but, like, there's plenty of people that wanted to play football, but they realize only weigh 180 pounds. I'm not about to play football. But I can get into PR. I can get into social media. I can get into journalism, videography. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many different ways that you can impact the game because you are impacting the game in a way. Obviously, not immediately on the field or whatever playing surface, but there's so many different touch points that you can tap into, man. You just got to figure out, if this is something that I really want to do, I'm going to find a way to pursue my passion. But that's huge, man. Round of applause for you. I need to reach back out to Claudia because I committed myself, so definitely gonna do that at some point.
Yeah, and just to end with that, it's just funny. The kid who played basketball was like, Miss Claudia, Mr. Hamilton, my dude. He was like, he got 15 years on me, but I still give him a bucket. He's like, when is he coming back? So they want to have me back, which is.
Can we like meet them? Like, obviously, once we get out this COVID stuff.
Yeah. So the original goal was to be able to do it in person. That's what they wanted.
That'd be dope. Yeah.
But I told her, next time I want to do it in person.
Yeah.
Shake their hands and look them in the eye.
That'd be dope.
Because it's tougher to like.
Really connect.
Thankfully, I connected with one kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. But the whole point of that isn't to say, look at me serving the community. Nah, it's not about that. It's because we decided to, put ourselves out there, start a podcast, talk about stuff that, actually connected to somebody, and not just, talking about whatever. It presented an opportunity for me to be used to impact somebody else. So
that's what it's about.
That's what it's about. Like don't take what you're doing for granted. Someone's watching. Someone's always watching, and you have a responsibility to be open to serving. So
hey guys, thanks for clocking in with us and making it this far into the episode. We want to continue these episodes for as long as possible, but we might need your help. If you click on the description on each episode, you'll find a link that reads Support This Podcast. If you enjoy keeping up with us, click on that link and you can make a monthly donation. All right, you guys hear enough of me talking anyways, so let's get back into the episode.
So, Kobe, man, he passed a year ago, and Kyrie and some other folks have been pushing for him to be the logo. How do y'all feel about?
I love it.
That transition.
I love it. I mean, for as much as Kobe's done for the game, like, why not? I mean, the world's changing every freaking day. We just heard it in Miss Potato Head. Like, let's get Kobe as the logo.
Yeah, like it's
And your mama.
there's a whole generation of kids who don't
Uncle
know
Ben.
who Jerry West is.
Oh,
I mean, how many Jerry West highlights?
Not Jerry West, because they can't say that it's someone for licensing and
who is it?
Jerry West.
It's Jerry West.
But like they can't say the NBA when Kobe first died, they said something about it.
Mm-hmm.
They can't make Kobe because then they got to pay Kobe or they got to pay for
State.
his right. So
Yeah.
whatever. So they say it's not Jerry West.
Y'all remember in video games when you couldn't play with Jordan?
Yeah, it was a question mark.
It was like a random dude who wasn't good like that
Number 99.
because they would have had to pay him.
Yeah.
That's how you know he's a GOAT.
Yeah, like Shaq wasn't in
LeBron's in every video game. You hear me?
Okay.
Jordan's in one. Jordan versus Bird. And the new NBA 2Ks.
He was in Live 2000. That was the first time Jordan was
With
in
the Wizards.
With the
Live
Wizards,
2000.
yeah.
That don't really count though.
Nah, they gave him his own mode.
He was nice in
just
that
played
joint.
one-on-one.
Yeah, he was nice in that joint.
Yeah, nah, that's a fact.
All he did was shoot fadeaways and middies.
Yeah,
but no, I love it, man. Again, like Kobe, his impact is crazy, and I didn't even until he passed, man. I didn't even know like how big of a just icon he was for the league and for generations. Especially even the younger generations know about Kobe. So I'm all for it. I mean, Jerry West was a legend, but I think it's time to recognize somebody else.
And not to make this like racial, but
Yeah, what Kyrie
I mean,
said.
Well, I don't remember exactly what he said. What I was gonna say is
He's basically said black athletes have built the NBA. And I'm just like,
that's where I mean,
it's like we uplifted it. We didn't build it.
we didn't build it. We didn't create the
We
NBA.
popularized.
Yeah.
We didn't create it, but
I
the
see what you-
demographics have completely changed since 1967,
Right. It was-
68.
It was like when Magic versus Bird. That's when the NBA got popped.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. So I think if we're gonna do something in Black History Month and push for something, it should be that, not this Mr. Potato Head, Mrs. Potato Head stuff. And I think that, like you said, he has a cross generational impact. He has respect from the OGs, and he has respect from this Gen Z or whatever you want to call them. And they've all seen him play for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan, you can't.
Leaning pose would be hard. You know the little like when he's leaning in
Yeah.
driving.
Yeah.
That'd be perfect.
I mean, people have already mocked up the logo.
Or I think there's like
It looks tough.
fadeaway one that I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it
Fadeaway
was.
one's hard.
That's exactly what
Yeah,
it
but
was.
y'all know he's my favorite player. I think he's the closest thing to Jordan, and Jordan will never have himself as he has his own logo.
Yeah.
That like Kobe has his own logo, but Jordan has his own brand.
Jordan's gonna want that baggage claim.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
rightfully so.
He needs the records.
Rightfully so. So I'm all for it, man. I think if we can make that happen by the time, they have the Hall of Fame ceremony, I think that'd be dope.
What? Speaking of hoops, what do y'all think about the All-Star weekend?
Isn't it? It's just one day, right?
With All-Star Day.
Or day, yeah,
It's
whatever.
one day.
I kind of like it.
I like it.
I don't. The dunk contest at halftime. I don't know. I think it's gonna be dope.
Yeah, I don't know the details.
Halftime.
Basically, literally everything in the one day.
Halftime?
Huh? Yeah, the dunk contest is gonna be at halftime.
But how many contestants are they?
I'm not sure.
Maybe like 3. They
I'm not
can
sure
have
the
5
number.
teams.
Are they doing the same format as last year? When they like the points? Didn't they do like some
Yeah, I don't know too much on that. I just know everything's packed in one day.
I think they did a target score,
They did like
like the
Like a qualifier.
like the Elam ending and the TBT tournament, where basically the first team they set a score. Let's say like 4 minutes left in the game, and let's say the score is 150 to 149.
yeah, they added,
They'll
they
say
added 24 to it. That's what they did.
yeah or something like that. Yeah, and the first team to get.
Oh, you're talking about the actual game.
Yeah.
I think they're doing that again.
That was cool.
I like that.
They do their thing at
That game was
contest
lit
at
last
halftime.
year.
I don't know. It could be cool.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I like it. The NBA again. The NBA is dope, man. They're the best league in all sports, in my opinion. So
The economic.
It's gonna look
impact is
good.
gonna struggle for that weekend.
Yeah, man. The
Yeah.
fans really make
fans,
it, especially for
a lot
the
of
dunk
these,
contest.
a lot of these social media.
Yep, that's what I was thinking. I just didn't know how to say
A lot
it.
of these, yeah,
They ain't gonna have nowhere to go.
a lot of these little thotties. They're gonna find a way though. They're gonna find a way.
Super
They'll be
Bowl
there.
and All-Star weekend.
Yeah, they're gonna find.
That's their job.
Yeah, they're gonna find.
That's that's their profession.
That's the championship, right?
Exactly.
That's a strength zone right there.
It's freaking Catalina wine mixer of just foolery, man, and like they're gonna find a way.
I'm excited to watch. I just, as a player, it would be tough,
To get up for that.
to get up for that. I don't know how many fans are gonna be there.
Especially if this is your first one.
Yeah.
'Cause
Hopefully, there's fans.
All-Star weekend is cool.
Also,
It is.
It's like a whole.
Yeah, it hasn't
Yeah.
lost its luster like the
Nah.
Super Bowl.
It's like homecoming. You think about it, like the football game for homecoming is like the least important thing. You know what I mean? Like if you think about out of all the things of All Star Weekend, it's not really the game. I mean, the game is cool, but
It's homecoming.
How do we get a media pass? Like, could we go to All Star Weekend
Just have a camera.
and be like, hey, LeBron, this is Marshall Hamilton from Clocking the Podcast. Wanted to ask you a question. Like, could we do that?
It's
you need to
possible.
look into it.
I feel like we could.
You have
it's
to go.
time.
You gotta go through.
I'm a. We should ask Blair that. Blair would know.
You'd have to go to the
Z would know too.
You
Zora
gotta
would
get
know.
them credentials,
Yeah.
but
Either or.
I feel like it wouldn't be that tough. I mean, I don't know.
You'd have to get approved.
Yeah.
Isn't anyone with the camera could
Just
come
know
up
somebody
and be
with
like,
a
"Hey, I
media
have a
pass."
camera."
Yeah.
Like you have to.
You just gotta
know
act like
someone
you.
who works for the venue or know
Yeah.
someone who works for the organization.
Right.
But you gotta get approved.
Yeah. They need to bring that
It's
joint back to
possible.
DC.
it's definitely possible.
But how lit would that be, dog? If we was in that joint. Nah, we gotta look into that. Cause I mean, essentially we're media, right?
Yeah.
You got
course.
podcasts. I mean, we're not out here like Stephen A. interviewing people,
You would
but
essentially send them like your press release kit.
yeah,
And they would be like, "You guys are cool."
yeah. Interesting.
Might
Tap
might
into
catch us there next year.
I might check up.
Who you gonna check out with? You know who I'm checking out with.
Who?
LeBron.
What you gonna do?
What they call me at Lifetime this week? What they call me at Lifetime?
Oh, you said Rico.
They call me the best perimeter defender in the gym.
I love
If LeBron gets all right, king of the court, 2 dribbles.
You said you with the fadeaway.
That's his go-to move is the one dribble joint.
I'm forcing him right. He fades going left.
He fades going
He
left.
fades going left. I'm forcing him
Dog,
right.
you know how strong that man is.
Forcing him right. But he doesn't. He
If
shoots.
he gets
shoots
you
to
going one way, one dribble, he's freaking punching that joint on your head. One dribble.
From half court.
Oh man.
Here's the rule. Every time he fouls me, that's a point. All right, but he has to score on me.
Okay.
If I can draw a foul,
What
that's
y'all playing
a bucket. Playing the 7.
Okay. I would want that smoke.
Nah, all jokes aside, I would want to see Kyrie just for the experience.
Let's set it up, man.
Yeah.
Reach out
Tyler
to Ty.
Thornton. Yeah, Tyler Thornton.
Quinn.
His
Set it
teammate.
up.
You know what I'm saying? I need some one-on-one bump with Kyrie, man.
Yeah, well, man. Once we get out this COVID, man, we about to get some exclusive bump going. But yeah,
Yeah, man. Kobe, gotta get him that logo. We gotta get an All-Star Weekend pass. Lastly, man, since we don't have a ton of time, you know, it's the last day of Black History Month. I know you watched the movie Judas and Messiah.
mm-hmm.
I think last week. I watched it yesterday.
Yeah, I need to watch it again.
You know, wanted
Powerful.
to kind of get like your Black History Month reflection, and then some of your takeaways from the movie. Have y'all seen the movie?
I haven't seen.
Nico has.
Yeah, my stomach talking.
Yo, was that your stomach?
Yeah, that was my stomach.
You alright, man?
I'm good.
About to
Good,
move
man.
over. You about to. Thought I smelled something.
We smelled something before the pod. It blew us out.
Snuck on by, man.
SBD.
Yeah, that was definitely SVD.
SBD means silent but deadly.
I walked in. I
For
walked
those who don't know.
I went to the bathroom, walked back to my chair, and was like this. What's that taste?
That drink got in your mouth a little bit. Pause.
Alright, we got it.
All right, here we go. What we talking? Black History Month.
Yeah, just reflections and, you know, takeaways from the movie Judas and Messiah.
Yeah, I mean, Black History Month. We talked about this last episode. How just like didn't seem as publicized in the years past. But I mean, again, that stuff for me, man. I don't really buy into that because, like I said, like we need to be celebrating Black history throughout the year. I'm not gonna subject, you know, our history to 1 month. So yeah, I mean, there's been some good things, you know, specifically in my organization. I think they did a good job, or we've done a good job with the Black Engagement Network of highlighting, you know, some of the called the Black First in the organization. Because there's been a lot, you know, first Black president, Doug Williams, first Black quarterback to win the Super Bowl, Jennifer King, first assistant coach, Black female, Martin Mayhew, you know, first GM, in the franchise's history. So we did a good job of telling that story, as well as doing some stuff internally, sending newsletters, throughout the company, and with quick facts. So it was good to see that type of stuff. But again, man, I'm not gonna say I'm not like huge into Black History Month, because it's important, but we need to be celebrating this every day. And then as far as the movie, really good, man. It was powerful. That actor, Daniel, I forget his K.
Kahlua.
Yeah, he's really good. He's really
These
good.
like these
From
African
the UK.
British actors are really good.
Yeah, from the UK as well.
The accent.
Well, I mean, in
these movies they don't.
the movie,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That he does have an accent now. He has the.
Oh yeah.
Southern,
Fred, yeah.
Like, I don't know, the Midwestern, I guess. I don't know how, like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, because if you look at clips of, like, the real Fred Hampton, spot on. He did an amazing job.
Like that's the part that amazes me.
Mm-hmm.
If you hear him talking in an interview, he sounds nothing.
Yeah.
we need more American Black actors. I was reading an article about how the UK is like, especially on the male side, has kind of taken over.
Oh, that's true.
All our Black actors are comedians.
Yeah, no, that's a fact.
Part of it is like, the drama and art, that field isn't that prevalent here in the States.
It's not seen as
especially for Black people, but it is out there. So that's why you see a lot more, Black actors. Guy from Snowfall, Daniel,
Idris Elba.
Idris.
There's a ton, man. Like,
there's a ton.
I look up these actors and I'm like, he's from the UK. He's from
Yeah.
the UK.
I didn't know Idris Elba was from the UK until like 2 years ago.
Yeah, for the longest.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, so that's not an accent? That's
Yeah.
how they really talk?
Yeah.
Right. It's
And
crazy.
this is the accent?
It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, it was really good, man, because I've never really done research on like the Black Panther Party. I've just only heard about it, through like different whether it's social media posts or clips. Like, I knew Tupac's mom, she was in the Black Panther Party. So it was really cool to see what they were really about. And I think the dope part about that movie was they showed, like, they weren't just about, like, destruction and, abrasiveness. Like, they had real impact in the community.
That's what the number one goal was.
Like, they had real impact in the community. They fed the children pretty much every day. Yeah, man, like, that stuff is powerful. And we need more, of organizations and groups like that today.
And he was 21 when he died.
And he was 21. That was crazy.
Yeah, I didn't know he was that young, bro.
21. To speak like that, to be a leader like
Have
that.
the knowledge first, and then be able to articulate. to
Yeah.
people who can understand and respect you at such a young age.
Yeah.
That's what it's like.
Yep.
And you bring up a good point. I wanted to talk about this, but for the sake of time, I won't dive deep. All right, let's compare Fred Hampton at 17, 18, 19. In fact, he started a breakfast program at like age 10, and he was cooking the breakfast, which led to like the Black Panthers doing that when he got older. Compare him to the kid who was trolling Cam Newton on social media, basically saying, "You're a free agent, so you don't have any credibility with me." Like things have changed. Things have changed, and
Because trolling is, it's for clout. Like, you get clout
Stepping
by
stone for clout.
trolling. Like, people think that's like a real way to get noticed, and it's sad, man. Like, and we glorify that type of stuff. Like, look at freaking 6ix9ine kid. Like, the dude got to where he got because of trolling.
not literally.
If y'all stop tapping on
Like,
his stuff, it won't.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
like,
what are we valuing?
people think
today?
that stuff is funny. Nah, that crap isn't funny, dog. Like, I hate when people man, that 6'9", that joint cranks. I mean, he's a fool. No, he is a fool.
Yeah, he's corny, man.
He is a fool.
He's corny.
This is people's like real lives that he's impacting
In a negative way.
In a negative way, and his life is gonna get impacted. It already has been. He's been in jail. He's out, right?
He's out.
Yeah.
I don't know much about dude, but the movie, you know, the thing that I love, man, and this is what a lot of people get misconstrued. Doesn't matter what movement you were a part of when it came to like black civil rights. All them dudes was educated. All them women were educated, and it wasn't a formal education, right? Like this dude, I don't think he went to college.
No.
He was speaking at colleges.
No way. I mean, he did. Yeah.
He read a lot of like. I'm not saying I agree with like. I don't agree with Marxism and communism. You know, I don't agree with everything that the guy was pushing, but here's my thing. They went out of their way to label any black educated leader as the biggest homegrown threat to American society, right? So the Panthers were dangerous because they were armed. Martin Luther King was dangerous because he was able to unify people. It doesn't matter. It didn't matter which side you're on, right? And the fact that they could legally just kill people. Like this was the FBI. This wasn't the KKK. This wasn't white supremacy groups.
And he united with some of those white supremacists.
So in the movie,
we're not gonna ruin the movie, but like that's one thing I got. Like he was about unity as well.
Yeah, like it was about anyone who's struggling. He united the white working class, the Latino working class, the black working class. And I've talked to people about this, like, again, not to get political, but these days, one side of the political spectrum talks to one poor group, the other side speaks to the other poor group, and they each blame the other for why they're where they're at.
Yep.
Not that none of it is valid, but the thing that really like kind of pisses me off is, even though I don't agree with everything about the Black Panther community, and Louis Farrakhan and Malcolm X, I don't agree with everything. I agree with a lot of how they expose, how black people were treated. If I affiliate myself with them and say, and I don't say, oh man, they're terrorists and all these other things, then I'm enabling them. But you have people storming the Capitol. Well, even though I don't agree with it, I'm not going to necessarily say that they were wrong because I agree with why they were mad. But it's different. If I say, well, yeah, what Fred Hampton said about, black progress is right. When Louis Farrakhan said, black people don't have a history of attacking white people for no reason. It's only been the opposite. Right? Yeah. I agree with that. It's true.
It's only been perpetuated.
Yeah, it's a guilt that, and they're afraid that, if we actually unify and get educated, that we're gonna do that. No, we just want progress. That's it. Just leave us alone. We just want progress. So it was a powerful movie, man. And as far as like my Black History Month reflection, I echo everything you said. Like, I hate gimmicky stuff. There's been a lot of Black History gimmicky stuff.
Yeah.
And even like it's gotten to a point where, like, I saw in the state of Utah, their parents can opt out of Black History in school. Like their kids don't have to learn it. So that's the other problem. Like, Black history is American history. It should be embedded into every textbook. You know what I mean?
Would you be okay with Black History Month being
done?
Out?
Yeah. I have no. As long as it's made a normal part of everyday society to recognize stuff and to not hide stuff. Yeah. Yeah, because I think it's starting to become a way for people who don't really care about progress to act like they care. It shouldn't be a month dedicated, but there's too much history.
Way
soon
too
there's
much.
going to be more black history than other history because those people are integrating with other races.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. There's an article, I think it was Time, that said by 2050, there's going to be more people that are mixed than there are people that are just one race. But anyways, we got to wrap up. Couple things, man, we want to close with. If y'all didn't see our Instagram post, our cousin Marcus Hamilton has his own custom shoe company. Man, he created some dope clocking Air Force Ones for each of us.
Lock in.
So once we get those,
Clock
y'all
in.
gonna see that on the YouTube.
Yeah, we're gonna display that. Y'all see the pictures? Tough.
We gotta show them. We'll send it to you. They're tough.
Real tough.
Some new clocking members for this week. In fact, speaking of him, our cousin Marcus Hamilton, he clocked in with us for the first time.
Been hooping, man.
Been hooping, man. Him
Might
and his
have
brother
to
are
check it
well-known
out.
football players, but he's been saying he needs to hoop with us. I'm sick because they both got to 6'1". You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we ain't getting none of that.
Air Maxes though, I'm about.
I've been seeing you've been wearing shoes that give you about 3 or 4. I'm looking at a pair. I'm like, hold up, man. You're not that much taller than me, dog.
Hey man, you gotta get it how you live.
Okay.
So Marcus clocked in with us. T. So T. And matter of fact, I'll say the IG name. Marcus is YVNG_Hammy, HAMI. T is at Coke Cowgirl. So T is actually one of my college teammates'
Coke
little
Cowgirl.
sisters. So shout out to her down there in Franklin County, Roanoke area. And then this one was the dopest one. So we recognize Joe Blanks, one of my boys who played football at Virginia Union, for clocking in for the first time like 2-3 weeks ago. He showed a picture of his son who's like 4 doing karate, and he tagged clock in pod. I'm like, all right, that's what's up, man. There's no age limits, man. Everybody can clock in, man. Another
It's
thing,
inclusive, not exclusive.
exactly, inclusive, not exclusive. We have a new series, man, Clocking the Lifestyle coming. Shout out to Nico, man. He's kind of been getting our version ready. It's going to be pretty much like a day in the life. Yes, sir. Like a day in the life series of him showing people's clock in, holistically, not just in one area. Or if it's an area that they're really, an expert in, we may just show that. But our version is coming out probably in the next month or so. As Austin mentioned, our You Are the Goods candidate is our brother Walter Hamilton IV. Shout out to
DA
him,
Academy.
man. Shout out
Get
to
it.
DA Academy.
State champ, man.
We need to get
know what it
we need to
is.
get something for those people.
Already smell.
Clock in. Clock
Already
in.
know.
And then last but not least, our clock in MVP of the month. So this is someone I've known for almost 2 years now. Worked with him at Deltec. He was my guy at Deltec, man. I would consider him like my best work friend there. And we still stay in contact, man. We got lunch the other week, even though it's been about 1.5 years since I worked with him. But clocking MVP of the month goes to no other than Braden Smelts. So here's why Braden got it. He's been clocked in physically. He lost 10 pounds in the last 5 weeks. He listens to the pod religiously,
Yeah,
like
man.
from the beginning.
Yeah, that's big.
All right, listen to the pod. And work-wise, he's in sales like me. He had 101% of his quota in 2020. So again, holistic, man. He's a husband. That's the most important clock in. And again, like I said, all the other things I mentioned. So shout out to Braden. We got an MVP shirt coming your way, bro. And appreciate your support, man. So that's it, man. Episode 34. We got a game to go win. Undefeated. Got to keep it going. So appreciate y'all, man. You already know what to do this week.
Yes, sir,
Clock
man.
in. Let's get it.
You already know. ClockInApparel.com. Go peep that. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man.
There's more to come as far as football.
We'll be back next week.
We're coming back.
We coming back.
We'll be back next week.
You already know, man. Shout out to Grussel.
I grind and I hustle.
Nico in the building. You already know, man. We taking flight.
Neighborhood nip.
You already know, man. We'll see y'all. Let it ride out a little bit. Peace.
We put in work and here's the proof. What you want?
I'm making moves, punching in.
I'm on it too.
I'm in the gym.
I'm in the stew.
It's hunting season.
Where's the food?
We push each other daily, level up.
Cause that's what brothers do.
Clock in.